welcome to Jim and Jay's Final Say. I'm Jim Daly for Palace's post-review video for the win at Chelsea. Palace won at the Premier League champions. Arguably Palace's best ever Premier League result. Only the second time Jose Mourinho has ever lost at Stamford Bridge as Chelsea manager. Fantastic result and a very good performance from Palace. Arguably deserved to win. You know, it wasn't a smash and grab. They came and played it absolutely perfectly, frustrated Chelsea and scored 2 good goals. And a lot of pundits afterwards were saying that Palace deserved it. You know, they didn't come and do a smash and grab. And it was probably one of the best results we've ever seen. As a result, I'm feeling a bit fancy, so I've got a nice shirt on today. And I'm starting to make a little studio up here. So I've made some effort for you guys. The two shirts here, we all know what year that one's from, but if you can tell me what years this one and this one's from, you win nothing, apart from my eternal respect. So a great win for Palace at Chelsea, takes them to 9 points, second in the table, so Champions League beckoning, and certainly we've got these 3 games, tough games coming up after the first 3 games of the season, which were Chelsea, then Man City and Spurs coming up. We all agreed that we had to beat Villa and Norwich for this run, probably the toughest run of the season. We did that, which meant the pressure was off really for Chelsea, Man City and Spurs. But to win now, take us to 9 points, means it's a very, very good start to the season, possibly our best ever start to a Premier League season. And it was a great performance all round. Pardew had sort of said in the first few games that he'd got it wrong a few times, got it wrong against Norwich, changed it up against Villa. And it was those 2 guys, Kabay and MacArthur in the middle. A lot of us were kind of questioning whether they were the right guys for that formation. Did we need an enforcer like Jednak or Ledley in there? Well, they proved that they can do it. And against some very good opposition, they both showed parts of their game that are brilliant for digging in. You know, Kabay, a lot of people talk about his passing and his goal scoring, but actually the side of his game, digging in and being defensive, we don't really talk about. But he was fantastic all game and was excellent alongside MacArthur. We know his qualities already, but again, he put in a very good performance. In fact, it was good performances all round, as you'd expect when you win away at Chelsea. But there were a few standout performances. Alex McCarthy in goal was absolutely fantastic. Pulled off a brilliant double save at one point and was very solid. And when he let in Falcao's header to make it 1-1, you could see how frustrated he was at himself, even though it was a very good header. Those are the kind of high standards that he's setting himself. And Palace are doing the same. And so far, they're living up to those high standards. So he was great. You know, when Speroni comes back from injury, I think he's going to struggle to get back in the team because McCarthy has really proved himself to be an excellent signing. Who else played well? Bakary Sakho, again, having a great impact. Only a second goal for Palace, and an assist as well. You know, for a free transfer, he's proving to be a fantastic signing. He's still, I think, a bit raw around the edges, but he's confident, he's got a great left foot, he's strong, and he's providing brilliant competition to Wilf and Balassi on the wings, but even can play centrally. You know, started off at Palace on Saturday, playing in the middle, in that number 10, forcing Punch out wide. Punch, again, had a fantastic game, tracking back brilliantly. He always shields the ball well and uses it so well. All our players across the midfield and attack can use the ball very well and very confidently, even when Palace are chasing a game or trying to hold on to it. I thought Connor Wickham up top had his best game so far. You know, it's not a role that draws a lot of praise unless you're scoring goals, but he worked very hard. His hold-up play was fantastic. He used the ball well, and he roughed up the Chelsea defence. You know, arguably, it was a good chance because Chelsea didn't have John Terry, so maybe it was a perfect chance to actually get something from them. You know, Zuma and Cahill are good players, but they haven't quite got that connection yet. And Wickham really got stuck into them and was fantastic. You know, shades of Glenn Murray at his peak for Palace. So I think Wickham is that was his first performance that I think has shown he could actually be very good for us. Man of the match, though, which I think we all agree, was Damien Delaney, who was an absolute rock at the back. Fantastic performance. You know, numerous blocks in there, and just kept Diego Costa quiet, which is no mean feat at all. You know, he was frustrating Costa. You could see Costa getting really wound up by Delaney, which is perfect. That's what you want to do as a defender. And Delaney put in, you know, man of the match performance, and he continues to do that. You know, we all know his story about nearly giving up the game, but here he is again proving he can mix it with the very best players in the Premier League. You know, arguably in the world. And for me, Damo embodies Palace, this team that have come up from nowhere but are proving time after time again they can mix it with the best teams in the Premier League and continue to upset the odds. Damo does that, and as a result, Palace did it on Saturday. So it's a brilliant, brilliant result, one that will live long in the memory, but not just that, one that sets up Palace now to hopefully have a very good season. It's probably our best start to a Premier League season, and we were talking, a lot of people at the start of the season were saying Palace could push on and get 8th maybe, certainly top 10. After this start, you've really got to wonder, maybe they can actually do that. Is Europe even a possibility? I think that might be a bit too far, but the performances we've been putting in at the moment prove that we really can. We can really go far in this team. So there you go. What a result, and a very happy one for all Palace fans indeed. I'm going to hand you over now to Jay from the Eagles Beak, who will give you his thoughts on the game. Don't forget to subscribe for more of these videos, weekly reaction videos and more. We've got a lot planned in the pipeline, so subscribe if you've enjoyed this. Drop a like at the bottom if you've enjoyed it, and let us know what your thoughts on the game were. Was Damo man of the match for you, or was it someone else? Let us know all your thoughts on Palace's fantastic win at Chelsea. So thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon, and here's Jay from the Eagles Beak.
Hello guys, welcome back to Palace Fan TV. This is the latest episode of Jim and Jay's Final Say. It's glad to have you with us, and I'm sure you're like me, very ecstatic about the latest result. 4th game of the season, well 5th game of the season if you count the League Cup, but 4th game in the Premier League, and we travelled to Chelsea, the champions, the current reigning champions in the Premier League, and to be fair, their form hasn't been that great, but we've come away with a fantastic win. And it's not just a win, it's the performance as well. The performance was excellent, and there's a lot to be proud of being a Palace fan tonight. I must get out of the habit of saying these games are freebies for us. I said it when we first promoted, the top 6 or 7 teams we wouldn't expect much out of. I said it again this season, the top 4 freebie games. I said it against Arsenal the other week, and before this game I said the same again. I'm going to stop saying it because we are competing these teams and we're beating them. We beat Man City last season, we beat Liverpool last season, we've beaten Chelsea this season, and it's the away form again. The away form's tremendous. We seem to have a team which sets up well for playing away from home, and if we can just address the home form, the poor home form we had last season. But back to the game, I mean, Pardew chose an attacking lineup once again. He included Sacco in the team, and Wilf Balassi came back, but he was on the bench. And he brought in Connor Wickham up front after injury. He had an injury after the Arsenal game, a rib injury, I believe. And he's a guy which I think suits a lot of the games that we play. And he played well today, Connor Wickham. A lot of people don't seem to like him or enjoy him or don't really get what he brings to the team as such. But for me, I think he's an upgrade on Murray. He's a younger player. He can learn from Murray for sure, but I hate to say it, but I have a horrible feeling that Murray's goal against Shrewsbury may be the last we'll see of him at Palace, in a Palace shirt, or certainly scoring in a Palace shirt, which would be a real shame because I think Wickham can learn a lot from him. But back to the game, I mean, we took on Chelsea. They had a lot of possession, which you understand, first half, but we played some great stuff. I mean, in the first half, Kabay almost finished off a fantastic move. Counted the number of passes we had in that. It involved Kabay in the middle, out wide as well. He should really have put it past the keeper. It was almost one-on-one, and he just had to slot it past. But it's one of these things. Courtois is a big keeper, and he spread himself well. But that was a warning shot to Chelsea going into the break. I think we were well in with the chance of getting something out of the game. Second half, we continued to set up well, and that man Sacco, free transfer from Wolves. I know a few teams were interested in or looking at him. West Brom, I know, was one. Everton was another looking at him, but he popped up again. Balassi came on as a substitute in the second half, and he was instrumental in. He got the assist for the goal across. And I think you have to say the defending wasn't particularly great, but Sacco took it well. I mean, he put it past. Didn't need a second chance to put it past Courtois, and we had a worthy lead. I mean, we deserved the lead. I think Chelsea were a bit, not that impressive, particularly in the first half. It didn't start the second half that well, and I think we saw that and had a go at them, and got the lead. And I think it was a lead that we deserved, and I think Chelsea fans were a bit restless in the crowd, but all you could hear was the Palace faithful. Unfortunately, I didn't go. I went to the game last year. I chose not to this year because of the pricing. In hindsight, yeah, possibly was worth the cost, but Chelsea came back. They brought Falcao on, and he had a torrid time at United last year, and fair play to him, he came on, got a goal just in front of Delaney, and Delaney had a superb game up till then. You can't keep these players at bay all the time, and I think Falcao just got ahead of him for the goal. But we're being being too critical perhaps, because Delaney had a fantastic game. You didn't really see much of Costa, and that was a lot to do with how Delaney was marking him out of the game first. I think first off, Costa was going out wide a lot to get the ball, which says an awful lot. To be honest, didn't really notice Pedro that much. Their new signing played well. Last weekend against West Brom. But we reacted well to going, for Chelsea going back to 1-1. Straight up the other end, and who pops up? Joe Ward. I think it was Sacco with the assist, and Joe Ward with the header in just on the edge of the 6-yard box, and his second goal in the space of 10 days or so. So absolutely, incredible to see us go 2-1 up so quickly. I guess a lot of you fans are similar to me in that when Chelsea got back to 1-0, it was a case of about 10 minutes to go, including injury time, and we were kind of thinking, let's hold on for the draw, let's get a point. We were happy with a point before the game, but Palace carried on doing what they do, and they broke with speed. Sacco and Balassi, and punching on the ball, and again, I think we got what we deserved, and a lot of Chelsea fans have said the same to me. Palace deserved the win, and fully deserved the win, and were a far better team, that's just fantastic to hear. Going to the Champions and getting a result like that. I think Jose was interviewed after the game, and he was asked about the shock result, and Jose said, "No, it wasn't a shock result. I don't class it as a shock result." So fair play to him. I think he's got a little bit of love for Palace, actually, a little bit of love for the fans. He always seems to say decent things about us, and he was quite nice to Pardew. Balassi before the game, who lost his stepfather in the week, went over and spoke to him before the game, so that was a really nice touch. Maybe wouldn't have done that after the game after losing, but no, a great result, and I think icing on the cake is that we're sitting at the moment going into the international break second in the table, second in the Premier League. I mean, we couldn't have asked for anything much better, could we? I think we will drop to third if United beat Swansea, but top three going into the Man City game, it's a top of the table clash. It's a Champions League spot clash. Who'd have thought it, eh? Tough first 5 games of the season, and we've come through 4 of them pretty well, or very well, exceptionally well even, I'll go as far to say. I will stop ranting on, because I could come up with so many superlatives for that result today and that win all night, so I'm going to stop there, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Actually, I don't think we've got a video planned for next week. We might have a surprise, I'm not sure, but we'll see how that goes. Enjoy the international break, enjoy being top 3 at least, could be top 2 if Swansea do us a favour, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Please subscribe to the videos for Palace Fan TV, and also share them on all social media, and by all means leave your comments, because we're interested to know what you think of these videos, and also any questions you want to give us, send our way. By all means do that on YouTube, on the account, and as well as Twitter. So thanks for watching, and catch you in a couple of weeks. Cheers, bye.